Welcome everyone to the finals of the Spring 2014 Tanoshii Tournament. The final match will be a total of 4 hanchan, 2 of which will be played today, and the other 2 in 1 week.
Hello from me as well.
The finalists are Hikari, SomeGuy, Took, and Chitanda. However, Chitanda Sasuga hasn't arrived on time and thus has had to be substituted by who else but Muller, playing as Nise Akagi this time, the tournament organizer and great rigger. The other 3 players, some guys want to have your eyes on. In semifinals, he won both hanchan and scored a total of plus 101. Hikari, only entering the tournament in the semifinals, had a rather shaky playstyle, but nonetheless managed to win the second hanchan with some great hands and advance to the finals. As for Took, he had a really strong first round, but from there on out he's always been in second place behind somebody who's been dominating, SomeGuy most recently. His result in the semifinals was double second places.
Who do you think is going to take it? Like, apart from Muller, of course, because he's a little in a different league.
Yes, Muller's presence is quite a crushing one compared to the, I think, first done Chitanda. But SomeGuy, I think, still has chances. And the first hanchan has begun. We have Hikari as first dealer and Dora is popping. Muller already runs on possible Taniao Chitoitsu or just Taniao. See both shapes there. Hikari dealer Sanjanten, but Dora now. Possibly high score. SomeGuy going for a plain. There's a Taniao Sanshuku shape in that hand. With Dora to see Mangan by itself. And Took going greedy right off the bat, a Sousu Honitsu. Not a bad shape at all. Not at all. Took's up to Ishanten on Honitsu.
And Muller will most likely discard, or whoever has the Haku will most likely discard.
SomeGuy has Haku, yes.
Yes.
The thing here is that Hapon of Haku, while obvious, only gives him a pretty damn weak tanky weight on Tuso. You would even say that the Chun weight would have been better. The hand is worth 4,000 points.
It backfires.
Immediate backfire. Took made what I'd consider a mistake. And
just as I was about to say that the Chun wasn't necessarily the best choice, since you can actually get a better weight if you draw another show, you know.
Yes, that also has some potential in that line. Hikari had a really strong Gishanten, but for no apparent reason discarded his Ipin pair, and thus is back to Ruashanten. This would have been his Tempai, which would have had a rather strong Shampoo weight. Was very likely pots from SomeGuy, in fact, for a free dealer Mangan.
And there is the run.
Yeah. Muller, while changing his Chitotsu weight, decides to break his Mentsu, and the result is a Dark Dealing. I didn't quite expect it to happen. It wasn't the most logical discard, but Took takes first place with an early Honitsu win. Now entering each second round, SomeGuy deals. Dora is or was the East Wind. Took again backfire with another tiles discarding on the first turn, drawing another on the second turn.
It happens sometimes.
Yep, it's not at all discarding the Yakuai
I
Dora.
even had a big debate about it with Muller. He said that first you should discard the Yakules Wind, then anything, any isolated terminals, and then finally the Funpai.
I prefer discarding. If terminal is isolated, I think it's better to keep our Funpai. If the terminal is a redundant one, say you have a 6 and a 9, then the 9 is worse than the Yakuhai. Now focusing on the game, Hikari has a Ishanten on Pinfu at best. We have two going for at best Tanya Pinfu Aka. Although that requires some good Takame luck. SomeGuy runs then Tampindora as well. And Muller runs then for Pinfu. Tukko Stenbai. That's a Tanya Doraichi.
On a hanchan weight.
And this time he gets it.
Gets it.
Only 2000 points, but with that he is about 30,000 points. 2 consecutive wins, his lead is 6,400. Now it's Muller's dealership.
Now Muller is dealer.
Doesn't look like that will lead to much. His hand is a fairly weak Sanshanten. The other player is pretty weak as well. Hikari gets a Hatsu pair, which allows both Chitoitsu and Hatsunomi. Tukas Akadora, so some kind of Sansuku Doradora Pinfu is possible, or if he goes for fast style, then just open Sansuku Wandora. Although this was a risky plan. Muller is a big backfire. I would argue his move was a mistake. He got his Hatsupon.
And another backfire.
Yeah, Muller just complete backfire mess. His hand is getting absolutely nowhere.
I rigged it.
Sure you did. He got his Tempai with that call. Tudora and Hatsu.
Still a hanchan weight though, and most force are integrated in others' hands, so it's rather unlikely.
Muller's going full tilt towards Chitoitsu. If the last four is drawn, then Hikari will win. That can't really be avoided.
Well, in theory, maybe somebody will do something crazy.
Yeah, like Muller going for Chitoitsu. Muller does a double Dora and now has 4 pairs. And breaks Chitoitsu, he still has no idea what he's doing, huh? Took meanwhile Ishanten on Pinfu Aka. Breaks it for no reason. What are you doing, Took? That didn't make any sense. Took now pawns, so his plan is a Tanyao Dora Sun. He can't win that, of course, unless Muller deals in or something crazy like that. Hikari still Tempai, of course. He's winning tiles far away. Muller still nowhere sensible. Muller finally gets an e-shot then at best. Well, he just intentionally broke his Sanshaku, which I cannot possibly understand. So at best he's now
Maybe
going for...
he feels, he doesn't think.
Indeed. So at best he now has a 3 Riichi, which isn't bad of course. Took will call to Tenpai, one that cannot win. Again, unless Muller deals in. But that actually won't happen. The last 4 still in the wall for Hikari. SomeGuy hasn't gotten past Rönshanten. So Tenpai, Rönshanten, Iishanten. Muller, considering his discards carefully and decides to actually bet Auri. SomeGuy hits Iishanten at the last draws. Okay, so it's gonna be Hikari and Took Tenpai. Took now has a perfect game pretty much, having gotten points from every hand and still leading the game. So now it's his leadership. Will we see him get even further into the lead? Hikari in a somewhat distant second place has highest chance of actually doing anything to Took's lead. SomeGuy and Muller down at bottom 2. And Took with a fast pawn of the Hatsu. Now the question with this hand is...
He's going for Renchan.
Yeah, the question here is, will you go for Renchan or Honitsu, and his choice is Renchan. With a Dora in the wrong suite. It's a pretty strong move. Muller meanwhile Iishanten, Tanoshii Tournament. SomeGuy, Iishanten, nothing. Took Iishanten, Hatsu with 2 good weights. SomeGuy into a bit better Iishanten. Doesn't want to take the pair weightless shape. Took draws an Akadora and is Tenpai. 3000 points with a Roman weight that has all 8 in the wall, including Taka. SomeGuy amazing Iishanten, Muller Tenpai. Tanoshii Toitsu Dora Tanki.
Yes.
And Riichi even.
Yes, but I guess you could reach on the Dora. I mean, if 2 draws it, he would discard it. So.
Not necessarily. The logic with this kind of Riichi is that it's unlikely that the Dora is discarded anyways, so why hope for a run when you can hope for a big Tsuma? Speaking of Tsuma, Took gets one.
Yeah, 2 gets it. And it's first bonus round.
Yes. Took hits a Renchan, Muller was the reach stick and the points. Took now a good 11,800 points above Hikari.
Muller has a possible Itsu.
Yes, last round SomeGuy was also building an Itsu. Muller with a great draw of the 8, so now it is almost guaranteed Itsu. But when
Itsu and 2 Dora, possibly 3.
Even 4 Dora if he draws the 4 Dora from the wall. Being for Dora on Takami Itsu would be an amazing hand. But if he draws the, say, 7 so right now, what does he do then? That's a hard decision. Hikari building up something that could become a Sun Anko. Possible Tanoshii Tournament 2. Muller still backfiring pretty wildly. Muller
It's been happening
Tenpai.
a lot.
So that's a Riichi pin for Dora Takamitsu. If Itsu was the forward, that's a Haneman. Took pursuits and discards Takamitsu Ippatsu! It's a
That's it.
Haneman
Oh.
Chokugeki!
At the very least, if possible, double.
Triple Ura!
Three! Oh my god!
Tenhan!
Well, that was quite an upset.
Yeah, it's a complete inversion of the game state. Muller with a Baiman Ron, Riichi Ippatsu, Pinfuitsu, Dora, Ura. Gets the first place. The first place took with Dear Tenpai pursuit reaching into Muller's Riichi. Now the fifth dan, Rigger has rigged his way into first as we enter south first round. Hikari perpetual second place is dealing. Dorahatsu. And they are dead now. Two Kishanten, at best Riichi. The weights aren't bad. SomeGuy Ishanten. That's nothing at the moment. There's some interesting Chinchu or even Toy possibility from that hand. And now that's a Pinfu IP, no just IP collision there for SomeGuy. But Suonko is it impossible to take into from that. And Muller's Tenpai Chitotsu
He has to get
Dora.
lucky. Oh. But, well, wait on the 5. I guess he might be looking to change his weight.
Of course, the 5 is better than 6 because of the Akadora. But otherwise you want to get a better weight and settle on that. It's too bad that he discarded Hatsu earlier. It would have been a great way to get a Dora Chitotsu, Dora-san. So the 5, there's 2 in the ball, Taka included. And nobody's going to deal in at the moment. Some guys Ishanten gets a possible Pinfu now. 2 Ishanten on Tanya this time. Hikari Ishanten. Nothing for him at the moment. Not even Pinfu. Muller Tsumasta Akadora! Chitotsu Dora Tsuma!
Oh man. He rigged it, I'm telling you. He's doing this on purpose.
Muller's now 2 consecutive wins for a total of 24,000. He's flown all the way to first place with a dominant lead. This is the power
And a nice shape.
This is the power of a 5th dan player.
Well, just look at that hand.
Junshan Pinfu Ishanten for Muller. Out comes the Supin. It's a serious chance of getting another monster win. 4th turn and an amazing high scoring Ishanten.
He could get a Churan Poto.
Yeah, only 5 Ishanten on that. Muller's gonna settle for a open Junshan. It's got a Messinger weight, trusting the gods of victory here. SomeGuy immediately clean.
Oh.
Muller's on the roll.
Unstoppable.
Yeah. And that 2000 points for him puts him up to an even higher lead. Meanwhile, SomeGuy was one dealing in and that's his last place. Now it's South 3rd round. Muller has 3 consecutive wins. Will those continue? Will the rigging be stopped? Hikari Daisangen coming in. Honitsu Shosangen minimum, in fact. Is this the counter-rigging bomb? Hikari Ishanten, Honitsu Shosangen, or Menhon Itsu Hatsu, Hikari Tenpai. So it's a Haneman
That's
locked
a very,
in.
very tricky weight.
Yeah, nobody will expect that one. It's an amazingly sneaky tempai. It cannot be defended against. And Haneman is devastating against anyone. But if actually, in fact, the Haneman direct hit will be a comeback against Muller's pile of rigs. So when the Chun shows up, that's going to be the explosion.
Imagine if Hikari draws the Chun and then doesn't actually call Tsumo, but he waits for the other Chun.
That's Akti level stuff. Ignoring Haneman Tsumo for a Yakuman attempt. And technically, you can still argue it's possible to get the Yakuman, but so unlikely. Muller Ryonshanten Tudora Tanya. Muller pawns to Ishanten on this Tanya. The Shosengan about to die at this rate. Tukan SomeGuy still far behind. This is becoming the battle between second and first Hikari and Muller. Tanki Tempai versus a Shanporn Heavy Ishanten. Muller makes a choice, and in this game choices have largely backfired on him. We shall see. Correct, an Akadora doesn't really matter, but drops that soon. He gives up on the Shosangen to go for a hell weight of 5 pin. That's completely absurd.
What? Why? I have no words for this, actually. I have no words. And it probably won't be discarded either.
It
if you look at SomeGuy's hand. And there it backfires, there you go.
Yep, Took just drops the tune and boom, Hikari's Haneman disappears as a puff of smoke. What was he thinking? You can't beat Muller with this kind of level of gameplay.
Oh, there is a backfire on Muller's hand.
Yeah, that's true, the soup pin. That's the choice he made when I said that. And it did backfire. His so-called Mahim power is showing up, but Hikari just might dealing like an idiot. Bleach is going to fire.
Discard the 5, I think.
Or the 6 even. Not the 3, anything but the 3. Now he's got a 2-pin weight, which actually has a good chance of winning. Hikari can still do this. Hikari can still take the win. But it backfires. Had he discarded the 5, Muller would have dealt into a Mangan. Intent, Hikari chose the absolute worst weights till the end.
Doesn't toss the 2.
Yeah, SomeGuy defends at the end game, stays alive in last place. In the end, Hikari by plain stupidity loses his chances to get a Haneman Deagari or a Mangan Shokugeki. Now he has to try again in this Renchen of Muller's, who never broke up his Tempai, despite being high in first. Yep, Hikari opening with a fast pawn of Shah. At this point, he has completely given up on first place, it seems, the aim being a quick second place secure. SomeGuy's going for a pay only, which is enough to make it out of last, over Took.
Took got really unlucky this game. Went from first place now to last. Nearly.
Yeah, the Pursuit Richie dealing into a Ippatsubai was completely absurd.
The unluckiest thing was the Uradora.
Yeah, extra 4,000 points. Hikari is each on 10. Now adds a second Dora to his hand. With Dora-san, Mange would be possible, but two of the Dora are already down. He can't get there. Also, Muller has both with 3, so if Hikari goes for even Dora, he cannot win. This hand cannot make a comeback. Impossible. Took Tenpai. 1 Akarichi. Fairly standard.
Equals it.
Falls to last place via 3 stick alone. But there's 4 tiles in the wall for him to sumo, so the chance of getting some nice 4,300 points of justice isn't bad.
Tuaka on SomeGuy.
Yes, and he's on 10 for Tonio and Peiakaaka. If he attacks now, he could win for 3-9. And he's attacking. But Took Tsumos! With the Tsumo, Took is up to 3rd place.
Finally.
Vietter Orsu. So, Took is 3rd, 400 points below Hikari. This is second range and his chance to make his first one right.
Look at those 3 shows.
Yeah, SomeGuy is starting with a gun. At this moment he is 6,100 points with respect to Took to overtake him. It requires a 5-2 Tsumo.
He could go for a hanchan here.
Yes. SomeGuy I think should gun at this point. There's no need to hold back, absolutely no need.
Maybe he should have waited until he's. Maybe he should wait until he's Tenpai or something.
Okay, so
for
we have
the
SomeGuy's
recent
gun. So Nudora is 8 pin. Took is Tenpai. Ton Dorani, the Realm weight. Doraichi, I mean. So 3,000 points cheap. SomeGuy gets Tanyao. Reaches to Tanya with his comeback guaranteed. With Kanura he can even get up to 2nd place. In fact he would. No, not without it, he would be tied and lose it. SomeGuy's comeback is on Took is Tenpai for the hanchan. His winning tiles are 4 in the wall. Muller actually Tenpai waiting on one of Took's winning tiles. There's 3 of them to Tsumo. If he gets it, it's just plain Dora Tsumo. Hikari is Tenpai.
Reach.
And reaches.
Nice shape. Yeah, Ipeiko, possible Uradora, very nice.
Actually, that was a mistake. With SomeGuy's gun of the 3, so Ipeiko is guaranteed for Hikari. So declaring reach here is an unnecessary risk. He should have just waited for...
And he didn't. Yes.
Well, the deal in itself isn't a mistake, but the reach loss was. So Took now gets the hanchan, and Hikari falls to 3rd place, only 2,600 points ahead of SomeGuy, which means SomeGuy can make a pretty easy comeback. Took gunning for 1st at the moment, he is already revenge on 10 for Dora reach at best. Tanyao 2. But Muller has Yakuhai Anko.
Yeah.
With Yakuhai and Nakadora, well, just call everything and get a cheap Tenpai. But Took is dangerous, seriously. Took opens, the plan appears to be a Tonio Dorara. Why he discarded 7? That was a mistake. Correct one was discarded 2. So Took's hand is a 6,000 point that it cannot make a comeback alone. Muller in a pretty good hanchan. Hikari and SomeGuy both have Yakuhai pairs. Difference is that Hikari can use a Yakuhai Nomi, SomeGuy cannot. Both of their hands are in a crab shape, so it's gonna be a Took Muller duel. Muller Tenpai.
Tenpai on the 6.
6-7. Muller declares Kano first place and hanchan Kaiho's! That
There
was
you
a
go.
completely nonsensical play, but
The
he had
demon.
the dead ball. Dead ball was rigged. Muller plays like a complete idiot and still wins. Hanchan Kaiho. The rig machine cannot be stopped. So our results are Muller with a mighty rig fuel plus 59, Took at plus 2, Hikari at negative 24, and SomeGuy at negative 37. SomeGuy at the end, despite the big win in the semifinals, really silent this round.
And did anybody other than Took and Muller win any hands?
Now that you mentioned it, possibly not. It might have been that it was Hikari gaining points behind because of the notable only. But second game getting prepared. And the second game coming up just now. I think it has begun. First dealer is actually Muller, and he starts with a somewhat weak hand, but possible Ryuanpeikko in Ryuanshanten. Dorais Haku with none drawn. Muller have to...
Rianbeku is rather unlikely though, because
Yeah.
of all the two shots around. Then again,
Yeah, that completely blocks the Plenipeko as well, which is the one he's almost relying on at the moment. Haku still in the wall. Tukis Rönsanten, Hikari is Rönsanten, and SomeGuy Rönsanten, but he has 2 Akadora. That's a very no-brainer call for SomeGuy.
yeah, he doesn't really make his hand any faster. But now he's standby.
SomeGuy ignores the Tenpai call and actually draws into a better weight. Again, just like the end of the previous game, we see a foolish move paying off. Muller even deals in. It's a 3-9
Nice.
direct hit, and Muller has fallen to last place to start with. SomeGuy taking first. However, it was the exact way the previous hanchan began, so we cannot rule out comebacks yet. Each second round, Haku is Dora again. This time with a revenge. There's 2 in starting hands already.
I think he is going for a Chitoitsu.
Indeed,
He
indeed.
might change it.
Tukis Chitotsu Isanten Suwanko Ruansanten. And with that Haku there, even Chitotsu scores a lot. That's an amazingly high scoring hand to start with. Tuk skips the
Not a
first
3
chance
back
to
five.
pawn. Hikari is around and he has 2 Akadora as well. Some kind of Sanshiko Pinfu is possible.
Two could get lucky if he runs a Yakuman just right off the bat. There it goes, you know.
Can't count it out. But Chito's Dora also scores real nice. So the Hakus are out. SomeGuy making the first move with those. So Tuk's Chitotsu is kind of dying off. Suwanko or a cold Toitoi are his only options. And here Tuk's first pawn. Toitoi, Rönsanten, Isanten. Stun Anko is possible still. Hikari's Isanten for Pinfu Dora, possibly. Muller Isanten on Ton Aka. SomeGuy Rönsanten for Tampin. Hikari an amazing Tenpai. Out comes Riichi. 2 gets Tenpai on the same draw, so it's 2 Mangans fighting off. But Hikari has the far superior weight. Tuk guns while against Riichi. That does increase his hand value tremendously. It also gives Hikari a third Dora, which means that he could Tsumai Haneman.
Muller doesn't care.
Hikari deals into Tuk. That's 274. It's 4-5er. So Tuk's gun really paying off, gaining him an additional 1900 points. Well, not even that necessarily. Another guns to start things off. Hikari, last place and dealer, throws out a gun of 6-pin. Hand otherwise pretty weak. Dropping the Suso right off the bat means Toitoi, I think. He's going on a bit of a tangent at this moment.
No, but Muller is going for the fast hand.
Yeah. Just Hatsu from him. SomeGuy has 2 Atakase pairs, so the hand is crap. 2 Dora, but can't really use them. Tuk took first place with that second win, of course scoring more than SomeGuy did, plus the Rigi stick. And he's going to Rönsanten. He's got 2 of the Dora. With a Pinfu, he could hit Mangan. Tuk a great Isanten. Well, a great drop with that hand, but the Isanten is still not that amazing. Hikari is still weakening his hand nonsensically. I don't quite get his overall plan with his hand. SomeGuy had Rosenthal again, that's where he spends most of his time.
Riichi.
And Took has gotten 2 perfect draws to make this Rosenthal of his into a Tenpai. Riichi Pinfu Dora Itkaan Ura support.
His discard rather gives it away. Especially when playing against Muller. If you discard that 5-7 man discard there shows that he's possibly waiting for either a 6, 8, 5 or 9 man.
Well, the chance isn't that high actually. Because you just whatever. Hikari deals in. Riichi Pinfu Dora 7-7. Hikari has dealt into two consecutive times. This means Took is now on the path to first place. Furthermore, I think he has the overall score record as well. And Hikari is doing pretty bad the second hanchan, down to 11,800 points. Entering East 4th. Took has won 2 of our 3 hands, both with rather high scores, and now is dealing. 10, however, is only revenge on 10. Somewhere with an interesting pile of beans. 2 gets a great draw into East on 10. Set these amazing hanchan pension filling draws this game. Muller's East on 10 with 1 Akadara, 2 hanchan weights.
Chi.
SomeGuy's committed on Shinichi Dora. Even possible Dora-san would score Baiman, but just any Dora is Haneman. So a really great hand coming from our second place of this game. And calls again. SomeGuy Haneman is on 10. Baiman chance of being killed off fast.
Riichi.
Took with a Riichi, but the weight is complete crap. It's got 2 tiles in the wall.
Chi.
Muller discards the 6-spin without any care in the world. It was on top position against both Took's Riichi and SomeGuy is now Tenpai on the Shinichi. Muller finally starts defending. So at the moment there's Muller actually by discarding the 6 broke Took's Sumo chance by he got the 6th without going to Took. There's now only 1 tile in the... wait, no. 0 tiles in the wall for Took. He cannot win this one. He cannot win. Again, he's first place and set to deal into a monster hand. The actual winning tile count in the wall is 3. Which in the long term is an okay chance of a deal in. He could actually ease up on crap hand Betaris. Muller is Tenpai, but 6-spin discard here is complete insanity. He's going to Betari. So SomeGuy's Haneman Hammer, who will be hit by it?
The more I look at this game, the more I feel my brain being fried.
Just 2 tiles in the wall for SomeGuy. Has to have some balls to discard this red 5. It will pass. The last draw is coming up. Aite is Muller's. SomeGuy misses the Sumo chance. And Took doesn't deal in either. So it's a draw. Took this time manages to evade the monster hand threat.
Gets lucky.
He's been last dealer both games. But this time his position isn't weakened at all. Tukas Dorasan starting hand with Tanja, Dilermang and free.
But Muller seems to have a very fast hand there.
Yep, Ishanten for pinfo. Hikari not bad, has the double Dora. Hand itself only Ishanten, so SomeGuy is Ishanten on a crap hand. He can get the center points, which enough for now. Tuuk and Muller haven't made a move ahead since the beginning. They're still stuck. Hikari is on them, but Banga would require the double Dora discard. Want is hard to score even a single hand with. 2 calls. He's on them for 2 Dora Tanja. Well, 3 is possible if he gets the third remaining 5, so.
Or if Hikari discards the red one.
Yeah, that would be instant death actually. Premature end to his hanchan if that happens. It was a 2 first, so that doesn't happen. Took Tenpai. 6000 pointer waiting on Suit Shivan. There's 3 in the wall. So SomeGuy has backfired, but could have been an Itsu Tenpai. And is now sitting Ishanten for a Tanja. Sanko at best. Took actually goes to a shampoo weight, which usually wouldn't work. He's aiming for even more Dora. If Hikari deals in, he actually completely explodes. Heck, the discard of the 7 was a huge mistake. If Hikari hits Tenpai accidentally, he's going to die. After downstairs, the third Dora is in the wall, yes. And of the 6-1, there's 1 in the wall and 1 in Muller's hand. Hikari also wants 6-1. Muller by discard is 6. And he's going to play it safe, I guess. Taku alone scaring him off. 2 hits they backfire majorly. There would have been a strong Tsumo, but now he's kind of left hanging. Muller cleans off the last Dora, leaving only 1/6-1 in the wall. And SomeGuy calls for ethical Tenpai. Hikari's Tenpai, if he takes it, he's going to die. Hikari dies!
Good games, I guess.
Sure, discard double Dora into a 2-call dealer open Tanja at the end of the game to go for reach Ipeko. Well, there was a fairly quick end for the first half of the finals. Now let's see the total scores. Quite notably by ending the game fast, Muller was talking to the negatives.
Giving 2 first place overall, I think. No?
Took his first place, yes. A
Huge.
fairly strong one. Plus 64. Hikari eats double negatives. Negative 76. And SomeGuy gets some plus here to negative 27. So here's the scores. Took leads 25,000 points ahead of Muller at the moment. Muller still in a strong second place with as much as 6,000 points ahead of SomeGuy, who is 49 ahead of Hikari. So at the moment it looks like the big battle will be between Took and Muller. Muller the angel of rigging and Took the angel of anti-rigging. Not a substitute nor a organization member. The finals will conclude with the next two hanchan in 2 weeks. No, 1 week. 1 week. 7 days minus 1 hour 19 minutes. Hope to see you then. Thank you for watching.